Do you want to look like this? Or like this? Or like this? Well, today's video is going to help you out with that. What's up guys? It's Mitch from Crossover Performance, back with another video. Today, as you can see, we're going to be talking about the top 5 ab exercises that you can do to get your core and your abs right for the summer or winter or whenever you want to get them looking right for. I have personally used each and every one of these exercises time in and time out to get my abs looking right whenever I wanted to really focus on them or improve them. So I can personally attest to their effectiveness and how much they work. So let's get started. Coming in 5th place today, we've got your isometric bicycle crunch. Basically what you're going to do is bring your knee to the opposing elbow. So in this case, you would bring your right elbow to your left knee and you would just hold that for whatever time you feel will be a challenge, but not undoable. And then I obviously just switch sides here. In this video, I'm doing 15 seconds per side, which for me feels like more than enough, especially if you're just knocking them out left side, right side, left side, right side without breaks. Now the great thing about this is it's giving you a rigid core, making your core more stable and stronger, and it's also working your rotational abs. So that's a very important function of your abs, especially if you're going to be doing any form of athletics. You could add an object in between your elbow and your knee, like a small ball or a small foam roller, anything like that, to force you to squeeze your elbow and your knee into that object to make it even a tighter contraction. Coming in 4th place today, we just have your plank knees to elbows. So basically all you're doing is you're going to be in a full plank position, hands on the ground, arms straight, and you're going to bring your right knee, for instance, to your left elbow. So your knee to your opposing elbow. It's another rotational ab exercise, but the benefit of this one is that you're also getting some shoulder stability is required. You have to keep balance and all that stuff. So you're getting that extra work from extra muscle groups, making it that much harder. And with this, I really focus on trying to rotate my hips as much as possible to really get the rotational aspect of this movement down and really work my abs. Now these are not to get confused with mountain climbers. While great, I'm not a huge fan of mountain climbers just because I feel them more so in my shoulders and my other supporting muscles rather than my abs, which is why with this one, you can really slowly control the movement of your knee to your elbow, thus really focusing on engaging your core. So coming in 3rd place today, we have the V-sit with variations. So the V-sit is kind of a classic ab exercise that works for me personally. I really like it. There's obviously many variations you could do. You could do the no hand and you just do the V-sit crunch where you just bring your knees to your chest and you focus on keeping your butt on the ground, pretty self-explanatory. And then you could do an isometric hold form of this. You just hold that crunch and you hold your legs out straight versus doing repetitions of it. You just hold the movement and it's a great way to gain core strength. And then if you aren't at that level for either of these exercises or either of those variations, what you can do is you can put your hands behind you to help stabilize yourself, and then you just bring your knees to your chest just like you would with the no-handed version, except you're getting the extra support and balance from your hands, so it makes it a little bit easier. So this ab exercise comes in at 3rd place because of its many variations and just what I feel benefits me. I think it can benefit a lot of people as well if done correct. Coming in 2nd place today is personally one of my favorite ab exercises is your standard leg lift. So the great thing about this one, it really focuses on your rectus abdominis, which is just your 6-pack abs, the ones that everyone wants to be shown. So it's great for that. And this one is in 2nd place because it has so many different variations that you can do. Right here is just your standard leg lift. And if you notice, I'm lifting my butt off the seat as well. It's because when you just lift your legs, you're focusing a lot on your hip flexors and not as much on your actual abs. So when you lift your butt up, you're actually contracting your lower abs, which is the spot that I feel most people either have trouble with or they really want to focus on. So I would recommend whenever you do any form of leg lift, you lift your butt up off the seat just a little bit, as you see here. Another thing that you see me doing right here, an overextended leg lift, which is I'm letting my legs drop a little bit past what they would be if I was laying on a flat surface. what that's going to do is give you a good ab stretch, and the contraction will be a much larger contraction, thus making your abs work a little bit harder. You don't want to go too far and put too much strain on your lower back, because then of course you have a hurting back, and that's not good. And again, you can see I'm still lifting my butt up off of the seat the whole time. Another thing you can do that is not pictured here, you have hanging leg lifts, where you just hang from a bar or anything like that, and you just lift your legs, plain and simple. And with that as well, you want to put your hips into a point of posterior tilt so that your lower abs get engaged. And coming in first place will be your plank. So there's a lot to say about the plank. A lot of people think the plank isn't the best. A lot of people think it's amazing. I think that it is amazing as long as it's done well. So when you plank, you don't want to let your hips sag at all. That's gonna put a lot of stress on your lower back, thus leading to injury down the line, and we don't want that. So what you really wanna do is you wanna posteriorly tilt your pelvis a little bit, just enough to get your abs engaged. You wanna make sure all of your abs are engaged, and the reason this is number one is because it works on core stability, which is the core's main function, is to stabilize your upper body, right? So that's why this is number one. Another reason is because if you protract your shoulders a little bit, you're also engaging your serratus anterior, which every guy wants. Every guy wants serratus anterior because they look awesome. So the plank overall is just an amazing exercise for those reasons. Not to mention you could do other things like this, the side plank, and you could do little hip dips. I do all these in succession to one another. When I do planks, I always go 1 minute in the middle, and then I flip to one side and hold the side plank for 30 seconds. Then I do 15 hip dips, and then I go back to the middle for another minute, and then I go to the other side for 30 seconds, do 15 more hip dips, and then I go back to the middle and I do another minute. Now you don't have to do it exactly like that. You can make it easier and do each interval in 30 seconds, or do each section and then take a little break. You could do it any way you want, but that's just how I do it, and the plank has always worked for me. Another great thing about the plank is the mental aspect of it. With planks, it seems like time slows down and a minute takes 30 minutes, and that is just horrible. So you always have to mentally push past those barriers, and I just think it's a really great exercise for working the mental and the physical. Not to mention, with this exercise, you're also getting a lot of shoulder work as well. You're getting stability, you could get serratus if you protract your shoulders, like I said, and of course you're getting your core as well. So that's why the plank is number one in my opinion, if done correctly. You just don't want to let your back dip. You want to keep your hips in that posterior tilt position, and if you want to work on your serratus, just really push those shoulders forward and you'll feel those serratus engaged. So that was my top 5 ab exercises, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what your top 5 ab exercises are. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at cross.over.performance. Do some of the ab exercises, tag me in them, let me see what you guys got. And then make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification. It's actually gonna be right here, I think. Make sure you do that so you stay updated with all the videos that I post. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a blessed day, guys.